Just get in time, and I won't let curious clouds on the sky ruin my life. Usually I don't do this often, but this cruel isn't an option. You rain and thunder, baby I wonder, baby I wonder, put your sweat on me. I got the plug, I made it call. Call me late night fire, let me lay it back down on you. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will, come through and share. Just say you will, come through and share. It's over, baby, but I'm
Narco, got dope like Pablo. Pablo, cut dope like Pablo. Cut dope, truck tree on the Draco. Draco, on the knock at the Diego. Say I to the wiggle. We'll be in rapping kilo. Dumb nose for potato. Check out mama key in the door. Like a starter. Busting up and up, trying to whip an anaconda. Wrong out. Back in the day, I gotta have it. Savage. I'm up to the good in the Cali. Niggas trying to move up in the carriage. I just put it back on the Google talk. Focus out, and I'm doing what he's talking. I'm really dog, I'm gonna feel talk. Young Jack, so I know my smart legs off. I'm looking for the thing, but this ain't real ring. Got the games, like bitches in the whole thing. I'm looking for time, Tracking up the narco. Got dope like Pablo. Cut dope like Pablo. Truck tree like the Draco. Draco on the knock at the Diego. Say I to the wiggle. We'll be in rapping kilo. Dumb nose for potato. Cocaine, coke. The more money, make more rain. Going to the plan while I'm making propane. White like range, give a nigga no right. Just give it to my load with the back of the cat. Keep chipping. Low with the bitch, where they at? Where dripping? The bag all wet. First, they ain't leaving at the nest. My face sick like milk. Running with the back, got swept. Hands in the kitchen, trying to figure out. Nigga be ready to go get this Tony out. Running bricks on the road, take a couple routes. Fresh from my house, her and the Billy couch. I ain't really thinking about $1,000. I grew up in the phone, off the road battle. Go to see you one up with a kilo on the saddle. Sackle, hit a nigga out with pterodactyl. Dabble, chop right down like an owl. Match with the niggas when you want to send a cattle. Got dope like Pablo. Cut dope like Pablo. Try trees with the Draco. Rolling up in Diego. Say hasta luego. We'll be in rapping kilo. Them knows for potato. Damn, this shit too cold, bro. What you doing? Big booty shit up, you got the tank up. One minute, leave the top, my tank up. Move on up, where everything go. Walk over, everything to the smart shit. My friends said they can run a building. Oh, pull up on this shit. I ain't going, baby, I'm trying to say. Bad bitches, pull up, I stand strong. Big booty shit up, you got the tank up. One minute, leave the top, my tank up. Move on up, where everything go. Walk over, everything to the smart shit. My friends said they can run a building. Pull up on this shit. I ain't going, baby, I'm trying to say. Morning, yeah. We some hard stars every morning, yeah. You can walk hard, I take low, bitch, I like rock hard, straight to the game. I can shot stars, straight to the bag. I'm a nigga hard, me some cash. When I got some cash, yeah, I know some, I ain't gonna say it today. I'm a bad bitch, and she do what I say so. Big booty, shit up, big at the drink up. You want me to leave the top, my tank up. Look on the where everything go. Walk through everything to the smart shit. My friends said they can run a building.
Universal scales tip toward balance because of your sacrifice. Smile. For even in death, you have become children of Thanos.
I know what it's like to lose. Feel so desperately that you're right. Yet to fail, nonetheless. Right eagle. Turns the legs to jelly. I ask you, to what end? Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am. You talk too much. The champ is here! Ladies and gentlemen, the heavyweight champion of the world has arrived! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
It's your boy, the Ben Israel, the people champ. Holla at me. Holla at me. How y'all doing? Tuesday, March 8th. Hope y'all doing well today. Got a little treat for y'all. Little classroom session. Hope everybody's doing well. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Judah. Shalom, Negroes. It's your boy. So I'm going to do this one off camera a little bit. And it's going to be a little bit different. So work with me because I really don't have the right setup for what I'm trying to do. But we're gonna get it in. And before I continue, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Don't be here. Leave. Move around. Shout out to Love Dorsey. I got my incense burning, even though y'all can't see it. Pineapples kicking. Shout out to Ashley. But I think there's something we need to talk about a little bit tonight. We'll talk about what men want and what men are actually looking at during that proving period. Okay? The proving period, just roughly speaking, should take about somewhere between 6 months and a year for a man to decide he wants to marry you and to make the proposal. It does take 5 years. So if you're in a 5-year or long relationship, quote unquote relationship is bullshit. Now that's just a general rule. Of course, there are exceptions. A man might know right away, oh yeah, I'm gonna marry this woman. He may know in the 3rd month. But I'm actually talking about putting a plan into action. Not when he decides in his brain, but an actual plan to make it come to fruition. 6 months to a year. You should be engaged at that point, moving towards the engagement at that point, setting a date. All right? So, work with me. I'm going to switch my camera to this overhead view. And what I'm going to talk about is, in psychology, this is called the A-B experiment. There's lots of modifications for this, but it shows a thought process. It originates from the Benjamin Franklin close, is where it comes from, or the Benjamin Franklin decision-making process. Okay, that's where it originates from. I've seen it modified a lot of different ways. This is the way I typically use it. I've been using it over 20 years. Typically, when I do my training classes, I use this as an icebreaker. And essentially what I'm looking for is who can follow instructions. But it tells you a lot more than that. So, like, subscribe, and share, by the way. Let's go ahead and get that in now. If you're on Facebook, take a second. Go on over to YouTube. Like, subscribe, share. Also, donate. My Cash App should be in the description. If it's not, I'll make sure it's there. Cash App me. You got my phone number, you can find it that way. I'm very easy to find. $1, anything. I put a lot of time and money into it. And it's about time I start getting paid for my work. Now, so I start this process out. Forgive me for not having a full sheet of paper. I have no paper. So I'm writing on the back of the envelopes. I got plenty of those. So I start out this, generally it's about 30 people in a class. And I give everybody a sheet of blank paper. And I give these simple instructions. On the paper, write the letter A. And then somewhere else on the paper, write the letter B. Now draw a line that connects the A to the B. An arrow, a line, whatever you want to call it. That's the instructions. Then I usually have the class exchange papers. And then I have, okay, I start asking questions. Okay, if you have more than one line on your paper, raise your hand. Without fail, over the years, it's always at least 5 hands that go up in a class of 30. I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Why do you have more than one line on your paper? Well, that's what you said, Mr. Johnson. Well, Mr. V, I like when they call me Mr. V. That's what you said. And I asked the rest of the class, how many lines did I say put on the paper? 1. These are adults. These ain't kids. These are grown people. They hear what they want to hear. I've had people have 2 and 3 lines on their paper. I've had people draw a line down the middle of the paper. I've had people put their names on the paper, then underline it. I didn't say do any of that. And I always let them know before we start writing, follow these instructions, is what I say. Carefully. Without fail, I get people who cannot follow the instructions, and those same people want to argue what I say. Without fail. That tells me, okay, those 5 people are going to be my problem people in this class. These are my 5 people. Now, keep in mind, typically when I do a training class like this, these people are about to lose their jobs. They weren't making the goal. They just don't get it. I'm doing some kind of sales job, by the way. They just not getting it. So this is a retention class. I'm trying to retain as many people as possible before we just not going to just arbitrarily fire them. Now, at the beginning of the class, I may start out with 40 people. And I always tell them, if you don't want to be here, go ahead and take an extra hour lunch. You don't have to be here. Sign the attendance and leave if that's what you want to do. Oh, we can go to lunch if we want. You can go wherever you want if you don't want to be here. I'm about to give you valuable information that's going to help you make more money at your job. But if you don't want that information, you don't have to be here. Your attendance is not required. Matter of fact, your attendance is not wanted if you don't want it. So the people who are remaining claim they want to be there. And I go into the instructions. Hey, those of you who are left, here is my name. Here is my credentials. I've been number 1 in the world in sales and in quality at this job for 5 years in a row. My name is Van Johnson. My name is the top on the list every month. I'm either 1 or 2 every month in sales and quality. I am the guy you want to be talking to. I think Mark Johnson also, coincidentally, we both got the same last name. He did classes, and I'm pretty sure he did something very similar to the way I do it. I don't know if he did the AB, he can speak for himself, but we did these classes because our commission was affected by people not performing. We wasn't able to top out on our bonuses because the department, these people were dragging the entire department down. So we asked permission, give us a shot at training them. Okay. So this is what we did. And typically, if I was the number 1, Mark was number 1. We went back and forth. So most of the time they knew who I was because they may have saw me around. I may have did another training class for them earlier on. Some of them didn't know me. They had some other trainer, but they knew me by name. They knew Mark by name because we were always at the top of the list if they were serious about their jobs. Anyway, so now I know who my trouble people are going to be in this class. Also, what I find interesting about this experiment, the differences between men and women. Men's lines will typically be shorter, whereas women's lines will be longer. So think of the A as the problem, the B as the solution to that problem. The line is all of the steps that you need to take to get to the solution. So men are typically very straightforward about their thinking. It doesn't take long to get there. Whereas women, they're more indecisive. A lot of times women want to focus, they want to stay in this space here. They want to stay on this line. These are the but, the circular arguments, the deflections, I'm talking, I got to talk to my girlfriends about the problem, but never get to the solution. That's this middle line here. Men don't have time for this. We don't talk to each other about our problems. If we come to each other, hey, bro, I got this problem. The man is going to respond, all right, bro, that's easy. You need to get over here. This is the steps you need to take. X, Y, and Z. You need to do X, Y, and Z to get here. All right, bro, I got you. Women want to talk about how they feel and what it made them feel like in their emotional state, and they want empathy and sympathy and all that bullshit that stops them from getting to the solution. Even in conversation, a man asks a question. We're looking for the answer to that question. Very straightforward. Women will stop. They'll answer the question with another question. Or they'll answer a completely different question. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. That's the answers men are looking for. We're not looking for all that extra shit. And we get frustrated when we talk to y'all, when y'all can't just answer straight up questions directly. Every question's not a yes or no. But all of that extra garbage that y'all add in, long ass text messages for simple questions, all that shit, unnecessary information. It slows down the conversation and it slows you down from getting to the solution or the answer. Okay. Now, let me give you a visualization of what I mean. So again, a man's line will typically be short like that. A woman's line is going to be longer. And without me looking at names, I typically could tell who wrote what. This is going to be the man. This is going to be the woman. Generally speaking, there are always exceptions, but the majority of men and the majority of women are going to do these things. Okay. Also, a lot of times, so women are saying sometimes they'll answer the question, or when I ask about the AB and I get them to do this, some women will. These are the chameleons. This is why you gotta go 3 layers deep. The chameleons will give you a correct response, and you're like, all right, I got something with this one here. Okay, she might be all right, but then you gotta weed out the chameleons because they're not gonna be ratchet. They're not gonna be disrespectful. They're gonna be very polite. They're gonna appear to be feminine. All of that kind of stuff. But some of those are very chameleons. Okay, they're chameleons. But what they actually do is this. So they say they talk in a good game in the first example, but this is what they actually do. They all over the place. And they may eventually get to the answer, but they swiggle and swerve. Some women do this. They diverge. They'll start out on the right path, and then they break off. They go to C and they go to D. They never get to B, which is the correct answer or the correct solution or the course of action that you discussed. Got a problem, we came together, we discussed the solution is B. We agreed that the solution is B. Start off on a path and they go here. They go to C. They go to D. They never get to what a solution was. They diverge. The chameleons do that a lot. Those are the feelings, because they start out straight and then their feelings get in the way. Oh, but I feel like he doesn't know how to lead properly, so I'm going to go here because he said something I didn't like. Start out correctly. Oh, my feelings and my emotions, and yeah, I'm just not sure. So my girlfriends told me, I talked to them, and based on what I said on them and their feelings, I'm going to go to D. I'm never going to get to the solution, which is B. All right? This is the kind of things men deal with, ladies. Here's another one. Some of you, we're having a conversation. The question comes up. Y'all make circular arguments and you just keep going round and around and eventually back to the damn question. The question still remains. You never get to the answer. Just circular arguments. Because this is the need to be right. I got to be right. So I'm going to force A to be the answer. Not B. B is the answer, but I'm going to force A to be the answer some kind of way. So I'm going to keep making circular arguments that's based on nothing. It's illogical. It's emotional. It's feelings. Because, see, women see the world, they got to filter the world through their feelings and their emotions. Feelings and emotions aren't the same thing. They're two different things. But they like to filter everything through one of those two things. And sometimes both, and never get to the solution. Well, these things are cute when you're a young woman. This may be cute. To me, this is little girl thinking. When I run across this thinking with 40-year-old women and 35 and 40, 30 and 40-year-old women and up, I have very little patience for this. And most men do. Men handle it different ways, though. Some men will argue back and forth with you a little bit to try to get you over here. Or rather, we try to get you to the solution. So we're going to try to argue with you to get you back over, to get you straight. We'll do that a little bit. But some of you, when you stay on this thinking, the man just say, all right, fuck it. And he will stop talking. Some men will realize this is your thought process all the time. So I'm not even going to come to you with certain questions. Because I already know your thought process is this, so why even aggravate myself? Why would I even do it? Because this is almost impossible to deal with. This is frustrating here, but it's workable. This is manageable. Because we can straighten this squiggly line out. At least we got to the solution here. Okay? Even with the short one, even with the long one, we can shorten that line. Over time, our leadership will show you how to get rid of some of them pitfalls and turn your long line into this. See, this is the long line up here is, it takes time, and I need time to heal, and I got to think about bullshit. That's all bullshit. Because the B hasn't changed. The B stays the same. I don't care how long you think about it. The B is still the same. Some of y'all waste too much time up here. So this thinking in your 20s is acceptable. It's workable. But when you're 40 years old, thinking like a 20-year-old, men lose their patience because you should be here for some things. You should be quicker, more direct. See, your education is only that. It's only job placement. That's all education is. It doesn't make you smarter. That's what y'all confuse. Y'all think education makes you smart. No, your IQ doesn't go up over time. It goes down. So usually your IQ from the day you graduate high school to the day you graduate college doesn't go up. It's the same IQ. You only got job placement information. You only got a job skill that they taught you. How to push a button, how to pull a lever, how to move a paper from one end to the other. That's what you learned in school. You didn't learn anything because most of you ain't doing no real careers. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. You're doing humanities, social work, nursing. Communications, criminal justice. So during that 6 months to a year, a man is trying to figure out where you are. Are you a short line? Are you a squiggly line? Or do you have red flags? Do you have red flags, which would be these two? These are red flags, ladies. Circular arguments, never getting to the, and both these examples, you never get to the solution. And this is your life pattern. We see this all the time when we look at you. That's why we ask the questions we ask you. A lot of y'all claim you want to be married. So why didn't you get married? You had 20 years, from 20 to 40. What happened? Oh, it was the man's fault. Oh, God didn't send me a man yet. Neither one of those are the solution. And when we start looking at all of the steps that led you down the path, they all point back at you because you're the one that's making those decisions. Do you do circular arguments all the time? The the subjective truth. Never examining yourself because it's pointing back at you. Did you examine yourself? Do you even realize you're going in circles? This is what men are looking at during the 6 months to a year. Which one of these are you? And is it worth it? Because we want you here, ladies. That's what we want you. We want to be able to establish goals and take the steps necessarily to get to the goal, to get to the finish line. That's what we want to be able to do. Is that your thought process? Is that your pathology? Or are there just a bunch of excuses and divergence and circular arguments? That's what we're looking for. It ain't about your looks get you in the door. How you look gets you in the door. What else is there? We're not looking for you to be an entrepreneur, a boss chick, to see that thinking is this. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to be a boss chick. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. But wait a minute, you claimed you wanted a husband, a family, and some kids. That's the B. So all of the other things you're doing is take you away from where you need to be. So we want to know, which one are you? That's what we're looking at. And when we look at the women who are actually wives, they are more like this one. They're very direct, they're very solution oriented. They see a problem, they get with their husband, and they come up with a solution, and they take those steps to get there. And it don't take long. It don't take 20 years and still never get there. I hope these visual aids make sense to some of you. I hope they do. Because we really want to. These are the worst here. That's the worst. The circular. Those are the worst ones. Just around and around and around, and all your decisions is that way. I don't even know if I could say that's the worst. I think they're equal. I think that one is equal too. Because some of these things that y'all come up with may work for a little while, but B is still the solution. So this may be a temporary fix to C or to D. And then as soon as those start failing, y'all start this process over again. Y'all just want to avoid what works. And some of y'all are so scared of success because it's an unfamiliar path. Y'all get here, even though things is going right, and for whatever reason, y'all get nervous. Oh, it's working good, and I'm gonna fuck it up. Men who are serious, that men who want to be husbands, men who are serious men, they ain't got time for this. The divergence. They ain't got time for the circular arguments. And these are men of any value. You know, I know high value is a common thing right now. Any value man, with the exception, low value men don't give a shit. That's the bottom 15%. Those are your ones, twos, and threes. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of y'all deal with. Y'all deal with ones, twos, and threes, but y'all like to tell people, I'm dealing with a high value man. Just because you're fucking him doesn't make him high value. He's low value. Here's a quick way to find out. Does he got multiple baby mamas? Having one baby mama don't automatically discourage him. But if he got multiple, I guarantee 9 times out of 10 he's low value. Especially if he did it later in life. Now, if he made a mistake in high school, he could correct himself. But dudes with 3 or 4 baby mamas, and that's a lot of the dudes y'all mess with. A lot of them are like that. Remember, only 15% of the men are making all of the babies out of wedlock. But y'all swear to God, those are the high value dudes. All you gotta do is watch any of these talk shows. Donovan Sharp, O'Shea, Tommy, Fresh and Fit, Kevin, Samuels. Listen to what the women are saying out of their own mouths. Ooh, as soon as they come on, I got a high value man. We already know high value men are less than 5% of the total male population. We already know that. And most of those men are going to be 40 years and older. But time and time again, they come on the show. Ooh, yeah, I'm dating my guy 25 years old. He high value. No, he's not. Oh, he got a business. No, he don't. A side hustle is not a business. That ain't what a business is. Y'all do a horrible job of picking, ladies. Y'all don't know how to rank each other, and y'all don't know how to rank men. This is why men are very important in this process. Your fathers, your uncles, your brothers, some type of elder figure. Maybe not be somebody you're related to, because your father may be fucked up. But you got to be able to determine, do I have a quality elder in my life? That's a man who can help guide me on this process. Because, see, ladies, you have insight. Men have foresight. And that's what's needed when you're picking a man, is foresight, not insight. Well, that's all I really got. This wasn't going to be a long one. And I guess I need to get a special tripod so I could do more of these overhead shots like this. Because I just couldn't position my tripod the way I needed to do this correctly. This is the best I could do. So I hope y'all got something out of it. Like, share, subscribe, and donate. It's your boy. If you've been Israel, the People's Champ is out. Holla back.